Hey, what's up? This is the Hot Seat, Music or Noise, Suave, Chemo. We're here with Vigor, I'm sorry. And we are here at Era of Destruction, presented by Odyssey Productions. And dude, your set, first of all, raw as hell. I loved it. It was high energy, awesome. The whole time, man, the whole time.
Yeah, we
Great.
loved it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, I mean, shit. This is the first time we see you, and before you were announced to this event, we never came across your Instagram or your SoundCloud or anything like that. So if you could give us a little background about yourself.
All right. Well, I was pretty active in the last couple years. I took a little break. I've been working on my sound. I've played at a lot of different parties, Arizona, STK events. I was a headliner at a party called Utopia. I've also played at like 3 or 4 years straight at a festival that they held down in Vegas called the American Gabber Festival. Also played there. I was also a headliner in Fresno. I've been around different places. Originally, I started in the early 90s. I used to make U.S. hard house, drum style. And I used to have my own label called T3H Recordings. And we used to basically sell 12-inch vinyls through a company called Ridge Entertainment and sell them all over Europe. And then as the sound changed and developed, I started getting into more of the hard style and started producing raw style music. And I've been doing that for about 4 years. And I'm working with a label called Naughty Tracks Records from the UK.
Okay.
I've released a few tracks on there. A collab I did with the owner called That Sound. My latest release is called Cannonball. Then I also did another one with a guy from Spain. He goes by Next Level. It's called Take You to the Next Level. It's called Give It to You Raw.
Give it to you, raw, yeah.
And also I did a track with an artist now who's on Gearbox. It goes by Adorcidus. He did a CD album. We did a track called The Fallen. And I was pretty active. Took a little break, like I said, and I got some new tracks I'm working on. I have a new collab I'm working on with Naughty T, artist from Ireland called Ultra Violence. I've dropped my new track today. It's called Kick That Bass.
Kick that bass.
So yeah, I've been pretty busy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it sounds like it, man.
Yeah, it
It sounds
sounds
like
like
it.
it. It's so dope. I mean,
Real quick, you said you were from, the late 90s sound and early U.S. hard house. What was it that made you want to transition to hard style?
Well, I used to always go back in the days, high school. I was part of a party crew, and I started DJing when I was like 12, and I kind of had like more ideas to what people were making at that time. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start making my own.
yeah.
So I started making music, and I went by the alias of DJ Intense. And some of my tracks were featured on UC Music, Straight Banging from DJ Venom.
Okay.
And also I released one EP. It was called the Birth EP, and it was re-released on a label in Spain called CHR Records. And there was a track that was called Spank Me, which was kind of like it was an extra track that I made that at the time it wasn't my baby track, but later on down the line there was a style of music that was evolved called new style. A lot of people started making some tracks that sounded kind of similar. It was like a up pitched kind of vocal,
like
and the track,
like
yeah,
euphoric style?
like new style.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like upbeat, like with like more of a softer kick, like more like early tech style kind of. But I didn't even know that I created a sound like that. It got pretty catchy.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, what made me change was because in this business, you gotta reinvent yourself sometimes.
I hear
Because the
you,
music
man.
changes, the following, everything's different.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And that goes for every artist, whether you're up and coming or you've already reached mainstream level. You see mainstream artists nowadays doing that all the time.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
making different aliases just
Yeah.
to promote different kind of music. That's the only way they can really experiment with different music, because they have such a good following with a specific name. They're too afraid to try different music. and that's why they create Alias to expand their horizons and, like you said, remake themselves, reinvent themselves to something else.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, we definitely hear you out. Where are you from exactly?
Well, I'm here out in LA. I come from Spain.
Yeah, I could hear like an accent.
My parents are from Spain, and I came out here when I was a young boy, I should say. My uncle.
Yeah.
Come out here for school, and I've been out here ever since.
That's so dope, man.
So you grew up in LA?
Yes.
What part of LA?
More like the 323, like LA, like 20 minutes from Hollywood.
Okay.
How old are you now, if you don't mind?
Me, I'm 40.
Okay, so you were around the 90s. How big was the gabber hardcore scene in LA?
Well, I went from playing at backyard parties to where it was just a bunch of high school kids that, got together and making some flyers, and it was like 20 people to I got it to see where I got to play at parties that called there was this party I played that was called Cyber Kid, and it was a pretty good sized party. It was like going to something that what is equivalent to like now,
yeah.
But back then at a warehouse, it was pretty legit.
Yeah.
So I got to see the music change.
Wow, man. Hey, I definitely want to get you on a fucking podcast and really get in depth about your experience within the scene from 90s, from when you started when you were, 14, 12 years old when you were mixing. I want to know all of that now. So hopefully in the future, where do you live at?
Me, I live in Bell.
Oh shit, it's not that far
Yeah,
from us.
I live in Bell.
We stay around West Covina area.
Oh, okay.
So we're not that far.
Yeah, we can definitely make something happen.
Yeah, hell
for sure,
yeah, dude.
For sure. Recently, we've been looking into a good spot, a permanent spot for our podcast.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've got a couple options open right now. When we do get those buckled down, we're gonna start, bringing in guest appearances for our actual episodes. These are just what we call a hot seat, the interviews.
Yeah.
But to actually have a guest on the episode itself, the podcast itself, I think your backstory and your experience in music and the industry, and just like you said, how you got to watch the industry change.
Yeah. Dude.
From the late 90s scene to the early 2000s scene, and then again to the 2010s. I mean, dude, you got at least three different eras of experience that we would love to get
your feedback
on an episode. That'd be awesome.
That'd be so dope. I mean, shoot, enough podcasting, because that's kind of like a whole podcast what we just did right now. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, if you guys ever need any help with the podcast, I'm more than welcome to help out. I went to school at a LA recording school, Lars.
Oh shit.
So if you guys need help with like mastering,
audio engineering,
some feedback. I don't know if you guys checked out my promo mix I did for.
We were listening on the way over here.
On the way over here, we were bumping it. Actually, I was bumping it for me and my buddy. He's our tech guy, behind the camera guy. We were playing it at work. While we were working, it was fucking intense.
Yeah.
I definitely got me in the mood for today.
Oh, yeah, man. I wanted to get people have a little taste of what I had to offer. The set I threw down today was a lot different than what I did on the podcast. I guess you would say my mix,
your podcast.
Yeah, I have my own. I was meaning to bring that up. I also have my own podcast.
What is it?
It's called Music for the Hardheads.
There you go, Music for the Hardheads. Yeah.
Basically, I got an opportunity to work with a company called Hardstyle FM. They're from the Netherlands.
They have an app, right?
Yes, they have their own app.
We were looking at the app years ago, man.
Yep.
Trying to find hardstyle music.
So they have me set up for every Sunday of every month to release my podcast. I have episode 1 and episode 2, and they released it. Then, like I said, I got a little busy.
Yeah.
And didn't get a chance to finish it. But episode 3 should be coming out pretty soon.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm gonna have on episode 4, I have a guest DJ, up and coming German artist, hardcore.
Hey.
So I'm putting all that together. It's gonna be pretty good.
So you definitely kept your connections open out there.
Yes. While I was in the studio and dealing with personal stuff on my life, going through all that.
Yeah.
I always kept my contacts with DJs, with producers, event coordinators.
Yeah.
It never just like completely disappeared. It's just I stopped attending parties and stopped performing.
Man, well, I mean, whatever you had going on in your life, I'm glad you're here. If you're here, that means you have your life is situated to an extent for you to come out here and perform for us. So we do appreciate you. So hopefully, whatever you're going through in life is fixed, and you just have more time to create hardstyle, create hardcore, and live up to your own expectation, because I'm sure yours is up here, just like ours is up here, but we're right here right now. So there's only one way to go, and that's up. So we support you in 100%. Whatever you got going on for yourself, let us know to promote music, tracks, your podcast. Send it to us. We'll definitely post it for you on our Instagram, give you some promotion, because that's all we're here for.
All
We're
right.
here to promote the music. We're here to promote the scene. We want a climax style festival in the United States.
Yeah.
We want different kind of stages for different subgenres of hardstyle, so everybody could enjoy. EDC style festival.
Right.
So that's one of our goals. Besides that, we want to try to create a community within everybody. We want to bring that plur vibe back. That 90s plur vibe, bro, where we all just hang around. We all don't judge everybody. We shouldn't be seeing people throwing bottles at other people. You get me? All that other bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
If you don't feel like you fit in, then get the fuck out of here, bro. It's that simple. Because hardstyle, when you hear it, it's your vibe. It's you. So don't come here with some other bullshit.
They used to put on the flyers back in the early 90s, no snappers.
No snappers.
They just literally would put that on the flyers, and they would
don't
put
want
on
nobody
there
who's gonna snap.
no snappers, and that was definitely like they wouldn't hesitate to kick you out of a party, no
Fuck
matter
yeah,
if you were the
dude.
guy that was throwing the party.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
start throwing a bottle or
Yeah,
trying to do
man.
something that wasn't right, they would just like, you're out, get out of here, kick
Gone.
the DJ off the stage.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's so.
We need
Yeah,
to
I
bring
feel you
that
on
back.
that one.
We need to bring that
No
back.
snappers.
No
There you
No
go.
snappers.
We need
There
to
you
make
go.
we need to make a flag off of that.
Right.
No snappers, bro. All right, man. Well, let's get these quick questions out the way.
All right, cool.
So, not a lot of detail. Quick questions. What do you prefer to listen to? Hardstyle or hardcore?
Hard style.
Euphoric style or raw style?
Raw style.
Yeah. All right. Have you performed at festivals yet? Like a festival style, like an outdoor festival?
Yeah, I've played at some outdoor festivals.
Okay, cool. What do you prefer?
Wait, yeah. Well, as an artist first,
Okay.
as an artist first, what would you prefer to do? A festival or a club?
I would say a festival.
As a raver, what do you prefer most? Bar, club environment, or festival outdoor environment?
I would say a club. I would say the reason why a club is because a club is more like social. The sound system most of the time is a little bit better.
usually.
It's more established every week, so they gotta have a nice sound system, lighting.
Yeah.
But the thing I like about festivals is you get to meet people like yourself. You get to network, see talent that come from other parts of the world, and they're actually there having a beer or something, and you could chat up with them, and you
Yeah.
have more of an opportunity. And
yeah.
at a club, they're more like the VIP area.
That's true.
Unless you
That's
got that
very
wrestband or
true.
that VIP, you don't get the
You know what?
opportunity.
That's the first time anybody's ever brought up that aspect.
Yeah.
Everyone
really good.
always says the club venue, it's more
Intimate,
sociable,
more intimate.
but nobody ever.